Dana White just confirmed that Conor McGregor will finally return at the UFC White House card, and the MMA community is shocked.
UFC is coming to the White House. Are you excited about this? I mean, have you thought about it? I mean, it's a pretty cool thing.
I'm ecstatic that Mac is back. And what better event than to grace the White House lawn for a straightener? What I do best. I'm very, very excited, very eager, very motivated. Bring it on, baby.
Do you think that's when you maybe come back? I mean, what about comeback for you as far as fighting?
I'm very happy that it's in June. It was on in July. Now it's a month earlier. Even better. Bring it to April. Why not? Let's celebrate the birthday early. I celebrate my birthday months in advance.
So we could potentially see maybe possibly White House Conor McGregor.
That's a definitely.
That's awesome.
For sure. That's my event.
That is your event. That is
for sure.
When you talk about him on the Mount Rushmore for me, I think he's the first to hold two belts at the same time. All the things that he accomplished, he ignited, not just Europe, but the entire world, and became the biggest superstar, not just in this sport, but in all of sports. I mean, you had other athletes mimicking him, all the stuff that he accomplished and what he did to advance this brand, this company, and the sport itself. So he will fight in 2025. I don't know if you remember interviews with me. I wasn't very confident that he would fight in 2024, but he will fight in 2025.
All right, so when Conor says that he wants to be on the card at the White House, he's won one fight in 7 years. He wants to be on that card. Do you want him on that card?
Yeah. We'll see how this thing plays out. I'll start making this card in February. If it all plays out that way, Conor could be on the card.
You would still take him.
Yeah.
But you still respect him that much.
Yeah.
He's had a lot of trouble, man. Now when he was on, he made a lot of money. He was great. I get it.
This isn't tennis. This is the fight business.
It's not golf. It's not tennis. But can he still do what you need him to do or want him to do?
We're going to find out.
After years of rumors, injuries, and delays, McGregor is finally coming back to the octagon on one of the biggest UFC stages ever, a car connected to the White House. This news has started a wave of reactions, debates, and predictions about who McGregor might fight and what this could mean for the future of the UFC.
Posting videos of himself training. He's back in the pool now. He wants the White House. If he starts getting in shape and training and stays the course, that's the fight he wants. He keeps telling me he wants that fight.
How sick is that for you that now you kind of got this White House event?
Literally everybody wants to fight on this card. Makes it a lot more fun.
Saw Jones not retired anymore.
Jump back in the pool. So
what would be the dream main event?
Aspinall versus Jones.
Is it possible that McGregor and Jones would fight on the same card?
Could be. We will absolutely positively put on the baddest card of all.
Holy shit. He said what?
We're going to have a UFC fight, championship fight. Think of this on the grounds of the White House. We have a lot of land there. We're going to build we're not. Dana's going to do it. Dana's great, one of a kind. Full fight, like 25,000.
The White House card is already surrounded by controversy, and Dana White has made it clear that only fighters he fully trusts will be allowed to compete.
Is that what I want to say? Because I'm interested in it, and I'm usually not interested in things that are weird. Is that the wrong word? So hear me out. White House card. It's got to be the biggest fight. Can't be John Jones. He's a flake. John really wants on the card. John did something that was deemed underhanded in his negotiations with Aspinall. This gets made public. John apologizes. He went to Dana White in a text message. This is Dana speaking to our good friend, Jim Rome, who, by the way, owes me a phone call. And Dana said, hey, I let it be known that I didn't like how this whole thing went down with Aspinall. I thought that we had an agreement. I'm not cool with that. And John came to him and apologized. Said, I'm sorry how this whole thing went down with Tom. And that goes a long way. I mean, I follow the golden rule in life, but put myself in somebody else's shoes. If I'm in Dana's shoes and I get this apology from John like that goes a long ways. It doesn't heal everything, and it would kind of matter what was said. But it's something. It means something. And within this same conversation comes the discussion of the White House card. And it gets brought up that Conor McGregor would be the go-to guy. Now, one of the reasons that's interesting is that exact same question was asked 1 month ago. And the response was John Jones versus Aspinall. But Dana also made it very clear, hey guys, this card, this is next year.
Jones has been denied the chance because of trust issues and uncertainty. Meanwhile, big names like Tom Aspinall and Islam Makhachev are in.
We know very little about it. We haven't done the walkthrough yet. We just know from the president that he wants the card, and we're going to bring it to him. But I mean, just by example, the card was always going to be the July 4th card. Well, now it's not on July 4th, so it's been renamed the White House card. I mean, I'm just sharing with you, but that's how little is known about this. And I do get a little bit perplexed. What does the location of the card have to do with the star power of the card? And I think I'll leave my wording at that. But what does one have to do with the other? Fight capital of the world is Las Vegas. California and Texas would love to argue with that. The first time they played MSG, they did bring Conor, and they did bring him because he was the biggest attraction. But that doesn't make New York the fight capital. However, it ended up doing a $17.2 million gate. So you tell me now. UFC 300. Jamal Hill versus Pereira. UFC 200. Which at that time was to be the biggest card of all time, was Amanda Nunes and Miesha Tate. And I'm just sharing. I get a little bit confused. What does the location of the card have to do with the power of the card? And so when the comment was made of going with Conor McGregor, it was also with a tremendous compliment Dana gave Conor, which was to say, man, I can count on.
Hey, so they've announced this White House UFC fight.
Uh-huh.
What do you think about that?
I think it's exciting. Very exciting.
Can we expect to see you on the card?
I can't promise anyone anything, but I have very strong feeling that I'll be on that card.
But who would you take on? Who would be your dream opponent?
I would want to take on whoever's holding the belt at the end of the year.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Any possible names you think?
Well, no, I mean, as of right now, the champion is Tom Aspinall, but we'll see who's the champion at the end of the year. I feel like the only thing to have a American guy fight for the championship that night, I'd be willing to put it all on the line.
I feel freaking tremendous. I'm training constantly. The brand's in a great place. We're doing really cool things, cool people like yourself. And I'm just happy to be here.
Are you going to be a part of this White House card?
I don't know. I'm definitely training constantly for the opportunity. My goal is to just show Dana how serious I am about being in the event, and I hope he chooses me. But ultimately, it's in his hands. He's the boss.
It's got to be a good sign that you're here, though. Like with CBS and Paramount Plus and this big UFC deal, I feel like if you weren't in everyone's good graces right now, I probably wouldn't be talking to you, right?
Exactly. It's a great sign that I'm not only here, but a part of the production and part of the
But now that Conor McGregor is officially part of the card, the event has become one of the most anticipated in combat sport history. Fans are asking the big question, who will McGregor fight? Michael Chandler is seen as a top option because of their long rivalry and years of build-up. Others think McGregor might choose a different path, maybe another lightweight contender, or even move back up to welterweight for a massive fight. No matter who he faces, the hype is unmatched. McGregor has always divided opinions. Some fans still see him as a face of the sport, a man who can shock the world again with his left hand and his ability to rise to big moments.
Give us 3 of the fights that you want to see at the White House lawn.
If we could pick whatever, Conor versus Elia would be the top one. Izzy versus Strickland 2, like to see that. I think that'd be a banger up there. Jones versus Aspinall is the one everyone wants to see. Me versus Merab 3. No, I'm just kidding.
Should Bilal Muhammad headline the White House?
It's official. Going to the White House 2026, and I'm going. DC gets to go to the White House. I had an opportunity to go to the White House after the Olympics, and I didn't get to go. I got an invite to the White House one other time when I was fighting, and I didn't get to go. This time I finally get to go to the White House. And for a kid like me from Lafayette, Louisiana, I never in my life would have thought. I've met presidents, and now I get to go watch fights at the White House. For me, where I'm from, that is not even a dream that we even think possible.
When a shin snaps like that, nobody really comes back from that.
His body's fucked. His toes, his chin is, his body's fucked. With that much parties and drugs and all that, you are paying the price with your health, which is the dumbest thing you can do in your entire life.
Especially for an athlete.
Exactly.
And Conor McGregor, if you still have some balls, I will be waiting for you in Spain.
Ladies and gentlemen, the new champion, Ilia Topuria!
When you think about like your division when you were the champion at 145, would he have been the fight that you would have wanted when he was in his prime at 45? Would that be the number one fight that you would have wanted at 145?
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
My God.
For sure. He was a dangerous guy in 145.
He was so big.
He was big, dangerous.
Yeah.
He had that
Smart.
knockout power, smart.
One shot knockout power.
Combat sport is big here in Spain. I'm not here for no reason, my man.
Maybe Ilia Topuria.
Topuria, bum, bum, bum. Slap him back, slap the head off him. No problem. No problemo. Slap him back to Georgia.
That there for me to answer that? Yeah. That one there? How do you think you would beat Ilia Topuria? I grab him by the scruff of the chest and slap that little nose off him, yeah? Little ding-dong of a thing he is, yeah? I'm fucking Spanish. I'm in Marbella, bro, yeah? I'm in Marbella at the bare knuckle stall and let's see what's what. We'll bounce in the yoke, have a bare knuckle. You little fool, I'll cave your head in.
On the other side, critics believe McGregor is done. They say the years away from fighting, his injuries, and his business distractions have taken away the hunger that once made him great. Dana White, however, says McGregor still has plenty left to give, but this fight will finally prove the truth. If McGregor wins, it could spark another massive run, with super fights and the chance to put the UFC back in the global spotlight. If he loses, it might be the final chapter of his legendary career. Either way, the White House card will be historic. The MMA community is buzzing. Michael Bisping says this is McGregor's ultimate chance to remind the world why he became the biggest star in UFC history. Joe Rogan adds that McGregor always shines when the lights are the brightest, and there's no stage bigger than this. Fans are divided.